Students, a very small peek at the history of the internet. Students, before 1960, there were hardly any networks. There were a few telephone and telegraph networks, but they were majorly for constant rate communication. The bursty nature of the data traffic that we have today in the packet switch networks, there was nothing that can cater for that. Students, 1967 was when the ARPANET, Advanced Research Projects Agency of the Department of Defense in USA, presented the idea of a packet switched network. After this whole internet history that you have gone through, the major event in the whole of this was the birth of packet switched networks, or the presentation of the idea of TCP/IP. And we'll talk about the transmission control protocol and the internet protocol in more detail, much more detail. But you should know that the presentation of this idea in 1973, once again by Vint and Bob Kahn, that actually laid the foundation of today's internet. Students, after the ARPANET, there were multiple different initiatives that were formed in the 80s all the way till 90s. The MILNet, the CSNet, the NSFNet. All of these were different types of networks, wide area networks that were actually developed on the same basis in the foundation that was laid by ARPANET in the network that was deployed. Students, we have come all the way to today's internet now. The explosion of the World Wide Web, the WWW that happened in the 1990s, the use of the multimedia applications like we use it today, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the online video streaming, the audio streamings that we use today, that actually tells you a story about how long we have come all the way from 1960s in a time frame of less than 40 years to where we are today.